I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this. And whether they're women, men, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I've tried to show I care about them and I'm listening.
That's former Vice President Joe Biden defending behavior some have called into question in recent days. It's created a much larger conversation about what's acceptable and what's not nowadays. KCTV5's Amy Anderson is live now. And Amy, as you found out today, people have very different definitions of personal space.
Yeah, Ellen, they really do. We all know people who hug and people who don't. That will never change. But some now say that the people who do hug simply need to ask.
Hugging it's pure and simple and innocent. It's innocent.
We asked around today, do you hug? Do you not? And when is it okay?
I think we should all be hugging each other and loving each other. And not be hating each other.
I'm not honestly much of a hugger, but I will give them to people if I feel like I should.
I think people want their own space. You know, we don't know who we're hugging, so that makes a big deciding factor if I'm going to go hug someone.
Here's the thing. No matter what your preference, it is okay, as long as you respect everyone else's preference, and that can be tough for some.
100% hug.
Especially those who seem to be wired to be the first to come in for that big bear hug, something former Vice President Joe Biden says he's always been.
I've always tried to make a human connection.
Some we talked to suggest younger generations aren't as comfortable with physical contact because of social media.
Yeah, I think with my generation in general, you know, with social media, we can communicate, but we're disconnected. And I think it's an issue, you know, because us as humans, we need that connection.
But there is a way we can all live in harmony.
It's okay if someone goes in for a hug or, you know, goes in for a shoulder rub to say, you know what, actually, I'm more of a handshake kind of gal. That's okay, too.
Victoria Pickering works for Moxa and says there have always been people who are uncomfortable when someone goes in for the hug. The difference is that now it's okay to say it and others need to ask.
I think it's a good life lesson that we probably want to be thoughtful about putting our hands on other people's bodies without knowing whether or not that person is comfortable with that.
Pickering says start with your kids. Don't force them to hug anyone. She says that lesson alone will go a long way toward your child understanding their body, their rules.
Let every individual person have their own boundaries and to not assume that everybody's boundaries are exactly the same as ours.
So obviously the decision to hug anyone will depend on the circumstances and who that person is. But experts now say to be safe, it's best to always ask first. Reporting live in Kansas City, Missouri, Amy Anderson, KCTV5 News.